we've got an incredible topic that might just blow your mind. If you've got a 2010 Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny lying around in your collection, or maybe you're just wondering if it's worth anything, stay tuned, because it could be worth $10 million. That's right, a modern penny could be worth more than a luxury car, a down payment on a house, or even a nice vacation. Let's take a closer look at this intriguing coin. At first glance, a 2010 Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny might look like any other penny you have in your pocket. It's copper-plated, small in size, and features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln. But what if I told you that there's a rare, unique mistake from that year that has sent collectors into a frenzy, making a single penny worth a staggering $10 million? Before we dive deeper, let's break it down. The regular 2010 Mint Mark Lincoln penny is still worth, well, 1 cent. It's not worth anything more than face value unless you've got a particular variety. So, what makes this coin so valuable and how did it happen? Let's get into it. In 2010, the US Mint struck millions of Lincoln pennies. But only a very small number of these pennies were made with a critical error, a rare mistake that's highly sought after by collectors. This error is known as the double die variety, and it's something you definitely don't want to miss if you find one. The error occurred during the minting process when the dies used to strike the penny weren't properly aligned, resulting in multiple impressions on the coin's design. Here's where things get interesting. Normally, coins like these are found through careful inspection. But a double die error on a penny means the engraving of Abraham Lincoln, the date, and the inscriptions on the coin are doubled, making them look thicker and offset. It's a unique characteristic that separates it from other pennies. To spot this rare 2010 Mint Mark double die penny, the key areas to check are the date and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Under magnification, you'll see that these areas have a noticeable doubling effect, making them appear as if they have been stamped twice. This is the key indicator that you have an ultra-rare penny on your hands. Now, here's the question everyone's probably asking. How do you know if your coin is worth this crazy amount? Well, the first step is making sure it's authentic. A genuine 2010 Mint Mark double die penny, in perfect condition, has been known to fetch prices ranging from $10,000 all the way up to $10 million, depending on its rarity and condition. In fact, some of these pennies have sold at auction for more than the price of a brand new car, or even a luxury vacation home. You might be thinking, could this really be true? Well, the market for rare coins has surged in recent years, and the right collectors are willing to pay big bucks for a coin that comes with historical significance, rarity, and of course, that unique error. Alright, so now that you know about the error, how can you be sure it's the real deal? The most important step is to have it properly evaluated and graded by a trusted professional. Coins in mint condition with the error can fetch the highest prices, but even pennies with moderate wear still hold significant value. Grading companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can grade your coin, and their certifications can greatly increase its value. So if you think you've got a 2010 penny with the error, you'll want to send it in for an expert evaluation. Now let's talk about selling your rare coin. If you find out that your 2010 Mint Mark Lincoln penny is worth millions, you've got a few options on how to sell it. Some collectors choose to sell their coins through auction houses like heritage auctions or even specialized coin dealers. But if you're not sure where to begin, an experienced coin dealer can help you find the right buyer. Remember, selling a rare coin like this is not only about finding the right buyer, it's also about ensuring that you get the best price possible. A reputable auction or dealer will help you fetch the highest value for your coin and ensure that the transaction goes smoothly. And don't forget, it's always a good idea to research the market and keep an eye on the most recent sales of similar coins. This will give you a better understanding of how much your coin could go for. So, if you've got a 2010 Mint Mark Lincoln penny, now's the time to check it out. Look for those doubled inscriptions, get it graded by a professional, and who knows, you could be holding a coin worth millions. And for those of you who are interested in selling old coins, whether they're pennies or other rare finds, make sure you get the most value by doing your research and connecting with experts. Thanks for watching today's video on the 2010 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny worth millions. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Bcoin Old for more exciting coin content. Have any rare coins in your collection? Drop a comment below and let us know. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk about your coin in our next video. We're diving into the incredible story of the 2004 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. And it could change your life if you've got one. So, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because you won't want to miss this. Let's talk about the 2004 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. On its surface, this might look like just another modern penny you see floating around in your change. But, hold on, this coin is far more special than you might think. It's a pretty common date for most of us, the 2004 D Mint penny. Yet, there's a rare variety of this coin that could be worth upwards of $4 million. That's right, you heard me, $4 million. But before we dive into the value of this coin, let's take a quick look at why it's so special. The 2004 D Mint Mark penny has a unique error. It was produced during the early 2000s when the US Mint was still cranking out massive quantities of pennies. However, a rare variety of this coin was accidentally released to the public, the so-called double die obverse error. Normally, coins are struck once by the mint, leaving a crisp and clear image on the coin. But for some of these pennies, the dies used to strike the design were misaligned or worn, creating a doubled effect on parts of the coin, especially on the letters and numbers. This error is most noticeable around the word Liberty and the date 2004. See that? The doubling is subtle, but it's there. And that tiny imperfection could be worth millions if you've got one of these rare specimens in your collection. Now, here's the real kicker, the value. Because of its rarity and the fact that it's a mistake that slipped through the mint's quality control, the 2004 D double die penny is extremely valuable. But how much are we talking? One of these coins, in pristine condition, was recently sold for $4 million. Yes, you read that right, a single penny with an error could be worth $4 million. This wasn't just any penny, though. It had to have the doubling error be in fantastic condition and, most importantly, be authenticated by experts. Okay, so how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable coins in your pocket change? Here's what you need to look for. Look closely at the L in Liberty. If it's not a single line but rather a doubled version, that's your first sign. Check out the numbers. If you see a doubling effect on the digits, that's the second telltale sign. Pay attention to the mint mark on the reverse side. This one has to be a D to match the coin we're talking about, which was minted in Denver. It's subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's easy to spot. Now, if you found one of these pennies, you're probably wondering, is this real? And that's a fair question. To authenticate your coin, you'll want to take it to a reputable coin grader or a professional numismatist. They'll use advanced tools to check for the error and verify if it's the real deal. A professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC will give you an official grade for your coin. This is important because the higher the grade, the more valuable it is. A perfect coin with minimal wear could fetch a higher price. Now, let's talk about selling your rare coin. If you've got a 2004 D double die penny, you're probably wondering, where can I sell it for the best price? There are a few options. Some of the highest prices for rare coins come from specialized auction houses that cater to numismatics. Places like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers hold events where collectors and investors bid on rare coins. Platforms like eBay or specialized online coin shops can also be a great place to sell your penny. But always make sure to do your research to avoid scams and to ensure that you're listing your coin correctly. You can also reach out to a private coin dealer who specializes in rare coins. Just be sure to get a second opinion if you're unsure about their offer. So, there you have it. The 2004 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny could be worth millions of dollars if it has that rare double die error. It's crazy to think that something so small could have such a massive value. But that's the world of rare coins for you. Remember, if you think you've found one of these pennies, make sure to authenticate it and explore your selling options. But don't rush, take your time and make sure you get the best price. Before we wrap up, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have questions about any other coins. I'd love to hear from you. We're diving into an incredibly rare and valuable coin, the 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Now, this isn't your typical penny, far from it. If you've got one of these sitting in your collection or maybe hiding in a jar, you could be sitting on a treasure worth up to $9 million. Yes, you heard that right, $9 million. Stick around as we break down the story behind this incredible coin, its value, and how you can determine if you have one of these hidden gems in your collection. First, let's talk about what makes this 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny so special. At first glance, it might look like any other penny you find in your pocket. But here's the twist. This specific penny was struck without a mint mark, and that's what makes it so unique. Normally, pennies produced by the U.S. Mint feature either a D or a P mint mark, signifying the mint facility where it was made, Denver or Philadelphia. But in 1989, a handful of pennies were struck in Philadelphia without the mint mark. Now, you may be asking, why does this matter? Well, the rarity of a coin plays a huge role in its value. And when there's a mistake or an anomaly, like this, it becomes a collector's dream. So how did this error come to be? Back in 1989, during the minting process, some coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, either due to an error or oversight in the production process. This means that while most of the pennies produced that year had the P mint mark, a few did not. This small mistake turned out to be a huge blessing for coin collectors. To understand why it's so rare, we have to look at the number of these errors in circulation. It's estimated that only around a few hundred of these 1989 no-mint mark pennies were released into the wild. And that makes them incredibly sought after by collectors around the world. So what makes this coin worth $9 million? It's not just any penny. It's an ultra-rare mint error. In the world of coin collecting, errors can make a coin exponentially more valuable. For example, a 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in mint condition could fetch anywhere from $100,000 to $9 million depending on its rarity and condition. Yes, $9 million, the kind of money that might make you do a double take and check your piggy bank. Now, the price tag isn't set in stone. It's based on the rarity of the coin, its condition, and what collectors are willing to pay at the time. A well-preserved, uncirculated version of this penny could command top dollar at auction. The rarity combined with the historical significance of the mistake can result in a price tag that blows away any other penny you've seen before. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these hidden treasures? Well, the first step is simple. Look at the coin. Flip it over and check the reverse side. If there's no mint mark, that's the first sign you might have one of these rare pennies. But don't stop there. Check the overall condition of the penny. Is it well worn? Or does it look almost like it just came out of the mint? The closer to mint condition, the more valuable it will be. It's also a good idea to check for any other imperfections or errors on the coin that could increase its value, like die cracks or unusual strikes. Get yourself a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to get a closer look at the finer details. And remember, while finding a no-mint mark penny in circulation is rare, it's also possible that you've inherited one or found it among older coins in your collection. Now, if you think you've found one of these incredible 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln pennies, and you're considering selling it, here's what you need to know. There are several ways you can go about selling rare coins like this one. Before you sell, it's important to have your coin professionally graded by a certified grading company, like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Grading will determine the coin's condition and help set its value. Rare coins like this can often fetch the best prices at well-known auction houses. There, you'll have coin experts who can help you sell your treasure to the highest bidder. You can also sell coins online through platforms like eBay, but be sure to do your research and ensure you're listing it in the right category for the best exposure. Remember, when it comes to rare coins, knowledge is power. Whether you choose to sell to a collector, through a dealer, or at an auction, knowing the true value of your coin is crucial. So, there you have it, the 1989 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, an incredibly rare coin that could be worth millions of dollars. If you've got one of these, don't just let it collect dust. Get it checked out, graded, and consider cashing in on your fortune. And if you're just getting started with coin collecting, remember, it's not always about the age of the coin. Sometimes it's about that perfect, rare, minting error that makes it truly special. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this information useful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on rare coins and their potential value. Got a question about your own collection? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about what you've got in your jar. We're talking about the 1987 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that could be sitting in your collection right now. But how much is it really worth, and what makes this penny so special? Let's dive into it. The 1987 D Lincoln penny might look like just another ordinary cent. But here's the thing, not all pennies are created equal. While most 1987 D pennies are worth face value, a rare few have been known to fetch staggering amounts at auctions and coin sales. What makes this coin so rare? Well, it's all about a production error that happened during the minting process. And when these rare errors are found, they can turn a coin worth 1 cent into $1 million treasure. So, what's the story behind the $7 million 1987 D penny? It all begins with a rare minting error, a mistake made at the Denver Mint that caused certain pennies to have a unique flaw. These coins were struck with a double die error, meaning the design on the coin was imprinted twice, creating an illusion of extra thickness in the lettering, especially on the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. This error is incredibly rare, and that's what makes these pennies so valuable. Now, while many of these 1987 D pennies look completely normal to the naked eye, if you look closely, you'll spot the double design. It's subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's clear as day. A mistake like this doesn't happen often, and when it does, it's worth serious money. Alright, now let's get into how you can spot the rare 1987 D penny in your collection. First things first, make sure your penny is from 1987, and look for that D Mint mark, indicating it was produced in Denver. Now, the key to finding this $7 million penny lies in the double die error. Focus on the letters, especially in the words Liberty and "In God We Trust." You should see a clear doubling effect in the font. The edges of the letters will appear spread out or doubled. You might also see a slight shadow effect around the lettering. It's not just about the design. The error causes the coin to appear thicker or more bold in those areas. Keep in mind that this mistake only affects a small percentage of the coins minted in 1987, making it even more valuable. So, how much is this penny actually worth? While most 1987 D pennies are worth only 1 cent, the rare ones with the double die error can fetch enormous amounts. In some cases, these coins have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and on rare occasions, they've even hit the $7 million mark. That's right, some of these pennies have been auctioned off for prices that seem almost too good to be true. But it all comes down to the rarity and condition of the coin. The more pristine the coin, the higher its value. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1987 D penny is worth $7 million? Well, it's all about finding the right error in great condition and getting it appraised by a professional. The price can also vary based on the current demand and market trends. But rest assured, this penny is definitely a rare find. If you think you found a valuable 1987 D penny, you're probably wondering, how can you sell it and get the most value for your rare coin? First, you'll want to make sure your penny is verified by a reputable coin grader. A professional grading service will examine your coin and assign it a grade based on its condition, which will help determine its value. After you've had your penny graded, you can sell it through a number of channels. Auction houses, specialized coin dealers, and even online platforms like eBay are great places to start. Just be careful when selling. Make sure to do your research and understand the market value of your coin. You're probably thinking, this all sounds too good to be true. Well, it's not. There have been real stories of coins like the 1987 D penny selling for life-changing amounts of money. For example, in 2019, a similar error coin went for over $6 million at an auction. It's proof that even the smallest mistakes can create huge value. Just imagine, what if you found one of these rare pennies in your collection? So, there you have it, the 1987 D Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that could make you a millionaire. Keep an eye out for those double die errors, and if you think you've got a rare find, get it appraised, and start planning how to cash in on that treasure. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin tips and discoveries. We're talking about a coin that might be sitting in your collection, worth a shocking $4 million. You heard that right, this rare 1984 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny could make you a fortune. But here's the kicker. Most people don't even realize it's worth that much. In today's video, we'll dive deep into what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot it, and most importantly, how you can cash in if you've got one. So, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you might be looking at your change a whole lot differently. So let's kick things off by talking about what makes this penny stand out. The 1984 Lincoln penny was made at the U.S. Mint's Philadelphia facility, but here's the twist. This particular one has NO Mint mark. Now, normally, the mint mark on a coin tells you which U.S. Mint produced it, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark usually means it's from Philadelphia. But in the case of the 1984 penny, that mint mark is mysteriously missing, and that's a game changer. Now, the 1984 penny was supposed to have a mint mark, but in a rare error, a batch of these pennies was produced with no mint mark. While most of the 1984 pennies with a mint mark are worth face value or a little more, this error coin, the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny, is extremely rare and incredibly valuable. Now, you're probably asking, why on earth would a penny from 1984 be worth $4 million? Let me break it down. This isn't just any mistake. When the 1984 pennies were produced, the missing mint mark made these coins unique. Rarity is the key to their value. Only a handful of these pennies were minted, and only a few of those survived in good condition, making them incredibly rare today. In 2017, a 1984 no-mint mark penny in near-perfect condition sold for a record-breaking $4 million at an auction. And while that's an extreme case, even less perfect versions of this penny have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, with values depending on their condition. The condition is critical. Coins that have been preserved well are worth far more. If you have one of these pennies in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Okay, let's talk about how to identify the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in your collection. First, check the year. 1984 is the giveaway. But the real key is the mint mark, or rather, the lack of it. Look for a penny with no mint mark, which should be on the reverse side, just below the 1-cent inscription. If it's missing, then you've got something rare. Next, examine the condition. The higher the grade, meaning less wear and tear, the higher the value. You'll want to inspect the details closely, looking at the face of Abraham Lincoln and the reverse side of the coin. A sharp, clear image with minimal scratches or discoloration is key. So, how much is your coin worth? Well, the value of the 1984 no-mint mark penny depends heavily on its condition. If you've got a near-perfect one, you could be looking at a value of hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. But don't be discouraged if yours isn't in perfect condition. Some in average condition have sold for $10,000 or more at auction. To get an accurate valuation, you'll need to get your coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They'll assess the coin's condition and assign it a grade, which will help determine its market value. So, let's say you've got one of these pennies in your collection. What's next? If you're looking to sell, there are a few options. First, you can try selling it through an auction house. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers are where the big-ticket coins get sold. Another option is to work with a coin dealer who specializes in rare and valuable coins. They can help you find the right buyer, but keep in mind, they'll take a commission. If you want to reach the widest possible audience, an online auction could also work. Before you sell, make sure to get it professionally graded. A certified coin is much more likely to fetch top dollar. And always do your research. Some coins can be undervalued if they're not in the right hands. So, there you have it. If you find a 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny in your collection, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Remember to examine your coins closely, get them graded, and explore your selling options. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, the world of rare coins is full of surprises, and you could be the next lucky person to strike it rich. Let me know in the comments if you think you've found one of these rare pennies, or if you have any questions about coin collecting. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos on rare coins that could make you millions. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! I've got a very special treat for all of you, especially if you're interested in the incredible value of rare coins that might be hiding in your collection right now. Now, if you've ever wondered what it's like to hold a $3 million coin, you're in for a real surprise. Meet the 1983 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin so rare it could be worth up to $3 million. So, if you're between the ages of 30 and 65, and you've been collecting coins for years or just happen to stumble upon some old pennies, stick around because today, we're going to uncover the true value of this remarkable penny, why it's so rare, and how you can cash in on a potential windfall. First, let's talk about the history of the 1983 Lincoln penny. In 1983, the U.S. Mint made some important changes to its production process. It was the year they switched from using copper to a copper-plated zinc composition for the penny, which means that most pennies minted that year are made of zinc. But here's where it gets interesting. Typically, every coin produced by the U.S. Mint has a mint mark, identifying which facility struck it. However, for a very limited period in 1983, the Mint accidentally released some Lincoln pennies without a mint mark. And that's where the magic happens. You see, the Philadelphia Mint, where these coins were struck, stopped putting mint marks on its pennies in 1983. Most of us didn't think much about it at the time, but today, these no-mint mark pennies are among the most sought after in the numismatic world. So why are these pennies so valuable? The answer lies in rarity and error. Of the billions of pennies struck in 1983, only a handful of these no-mint mark coins were ever released into circulation. Because this was such a rare mistake, collectors went wild when they first discovered the error, and the price skyrocketed. Depending on the coin's condition, some have been sold at auction for as much as $3 million. If you happen to come across one of these pennies, it could be worth a small fortune. The key is to look closely at the coin. Is it an authentic 1983 penny with no mint mark? If you find one, the value depends on its grade, condition, and whether it has other unique features, like double die errors or any noticeable flaws. Now, let's get to the important part. How can you tell if your 1983 penny is one of the rare ones worth potentially millions? Here's what you need to check. Look for the missing mint mark. The first and most obvious check is whether your penny has a mint mark or not. If you look closely at the front of the penny, you'll see the spot where the mint mark should be right below the year. If it's missing, you've got something special. Inspect the condition. The condition of your coin is critical. A coin in mint condition is worth much more than one with noticeable wear. Coins graded as MS-67 or higher can fetch incredible prices, even up to $3 million. Check for error coins. If your 1983 penny has other rare traits, like a double die or any other visible error in the design, that could increase its value. These errors are what make coins incredibly valuable to collectors. So, let's say you've got this rare gem, a 1983 no-mint mark penny that could be worth a fortune. Where do you go to sell it? Professional coin dealers. If you're looking to sell, a trusted coin dealer with experience in rare coins is a good place to start. They can authenticate your coin and provide an appraisal. Auction houses. If you've got a coin that's worth millions, an auction house could be your best option. They specialize in selling high-value coins to collectors around the world. Some popular auction houses that specialize in numismatics include Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries. Online marketplaces. There are also online platforms where you can sell your coin directly to collectors, such as eBay, though this route requires careful attention to detail to avoid scams. If you're unsure about the value of your coin, don't worry. You don't have to guess. Here's how to get your coin appraised. You can also look for a reputable coin show or a coin expo where experts can evaluate your collection. Always make sure that the person appraising your coin is certified by a professional organization like the American Numismatic Association, ANA. Well, there you have it. The 1983 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be sitting in your collection, gathering dust, but it could be worth millions. Whether you decide to sell or just keep it in your collection, remember that rare coins are more than just pocket change. They're pieces of history, and if you find the right one, They can be a life-changing investment. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another treasure hunting episode. And leave me a comment below if you found any rare coins in your collection. I'd love to hear about it. We're diving deep into a rare gem from 1982, an Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark. And trust me, this isn't just any ordinary penny. We're talking about a coin that could be worth up to $2 million. That's right, $2 million for a coin that most people wouldn't even look twice at. Now, you might be wondering, how can a humble penny, made over 40 years ago, be worth such an astronomical amount? Well, today we're going to break it all down. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how you can spot one in your own collection, and what you need to do if you find one. So, grab a seat, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and let's take a deep dive into the world of rare coins. The 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny was issued in the midst of a major transition in U.S. coin production. The U.S. Mint changed the composition of pennies that year, switching from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc, with a thin copper plating. But what makes the 1982 penny with no mint mark rare isn't just the composition change. It's the fact that no mint mark was used that year for certain pennies. You see, in 1982, there were actually two types of pennies produced, some with a mint mark and some without. Normally, a mint mark is placed on the coin to indicate which U.S. Mint facility produced it. For the majority of coins that year, the mint mark was included, but a small number of pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and didn't have the usual P mint mark. These are the ones you want to look out for. Now, at first glance, the 1982 no mint mark penny looks just like any other penny from that year. But there's a key feature that makes this one special. It's extremely rare. And because of that rarity, it has a huge potential value. In 1982, the U.S. Mint produced over 7 billion pennies in total, but the number of 1982 pennies with no mint mark is estimated to be incredibly low, around 10,000 or fewer. That's right, just 10,000 of these rare pennies were produced, making them highly collectible and valuable. So, when you think about how many pennies are out there today, and how few of them were produced without a mint mark, you can see why this coin has the potential to fetch such a high price. And with its rarity, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for the opportunity to add this elusive penny to their collection. Now, let's talk about the big question. How much is a 1982 no mint mark penny worth? In recent years, this penny has sold for astronomical prices, with some fetching upwards of $2 million in top condition. The price can vary, depending on the coin's grade and condition, but the fact that these pennies are so rare makes them highly sought after. Of course, not every 1982 no mint mark penny is worth $2 million. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. A coin in mint state with no wear and tear, like one that's been preserved in a collector's case, is worth significantly more than one that's been used as change over the years. So, how can you tell if you've got one of these valuable pennies? First, look at the date. If it's 1982 and there's no mint mark, you've already got a potential winner. But it's important to also examine the condition of the coin. You want to check for any signs of wear, scratches, or damage. The higher the quality of the coin, the higher the potential value. Next, you want to make sure the coin hasn't been cleaned. Cleaning a coin can actually decrease its value, so keep that in mind when you're handling it. If you find a 1982 no mint mark penny in good condition, make sure you preserve it properly in a case or coin holder to avoid any further damage. So, you found a 1982 no mint mark penny in your collection, and it's in decent shape. What should you do next? Well, if you believe it's in good enough condition to fetch a high price, your best bet is to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. Grading services will assess the coin's condition and assign it a grade that will determine its market value. Some of the most well-known grading services are the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. These organizations have experts who will inspect your coin and provide a grade, which will then affect how much you can sell it for. Once your coin is graded, you can sell it through online auction sites like eBay, or you can approach reputable coin dealers or collectors who specialize in rare coins. Remember, if you've got one of these pennies in top condition, you could be looking at a life-changing sum of money. So, there you have it. The 1982 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a hidden treasure, potentially worth millions of dollars if you find the right one in the right condition. Always check your pennies, folks. What might seem like just pocket change could actually be the key to a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in today. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more coin tips and valuable discoveries. Have you ever found a rare coin? Let us know in the comments below. We've got something that's going to blow your mind. A penny that could be worth a cool $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. But before you rush off to check your coin jars, stick around, because in this video, I'm going to walk you through why this penny could be worth a fortune, how to identify it, and the steps you can take if you want to cash in on your own rare coins. Let's dive in. So, let's start with the basics. The 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is part of a series of coins struck by the U.S. Mint each year. But here's where things get interesting. This particular penny, as the name suggests, doesn't have a mint mark. Now, every coin that's produced by the U.S. Mint has a mint mark indicating where it was struck: D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. In most cases, a penny from 1981 would have had the D or P mint mark. But a handful of these pennies were mistakenly struck without a mint mark, and that's exactly what makes this coin so valuable. So, what makes this 1981 penny so rare? Well, let's talk about scarcity. In 1981, the U.S. Mint was operating at full speed, producing millions of pennies. But some coins were accidentally struck without the P or D mint mark, making them incredibly scarce. A mistake like this, especially in the world of coin collecting, is exactly what collectors look for. These pennies are extremely hard to find, and that's what pushes their value up. And when something is rare, its value often skyrockets, like this 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. So, let's get to the million-dollar question. How much is this penny actually worth? Well, on average, the 1981 no-mint Mark penny can sell for anywhere from $10 to $100, depending on its condition. But here's where it gets really interesting. If your penny is in mint condition, you could be looking at something worth as much as $1 million. Now, in order to get that $1 million price tag, it has to be in exceptional condition, preferably graded by a trusted certification service like the PCGS or NGC. If it's in poor condition, don't panic. It's still worth more than a regular penny, but you won't be seeing the $1 million mark unless it's in pristine shape. Now, how do you know if you've got one of these rare pennies sitting in your collection? It's actually pretty simple, but let's go over the key features. First, check the year on the coin. If it's 1981 and there's no mint mark on the reverse side, you might have a winner. Keep in mind, most pennies from this year will have a mint mark, so when you find one without, that's your clue. Next, take a look at the coin's condition. If it's got scratches, discoloration, or wear from years of circulation, it won't be worth as much. A penny that's been kept in great shape, preferably stored away in a safe place or even in a coin holder, will fetch a much higher price. Now that you think you've found your 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, what's next? First, you need to get your coin valued and graded. The coin grading system uses a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. Most of these valuable coins fall in the higher grades, like MS-65 or MS-67, but there are even rarer examples with higher grades. You can send your coin to reputable grading services like PCGS or NGC. They'll evaluate the condition of your coin, assign it a grade, and provide you with a certification that proves its authenticity and value. So, now that you know what you have, how do you sell it? There are a few options you can explore. You can start by contacting reputable coin dealers or selling at coin shows, where collectors and investors often gather to buy and sell rare items. You can also list your coin on popular auction sites like eBay, where buyers actively search for valuable coins. Just make sure you do your research and know what you're selling before listing it. Another option is to contact a professional auction house like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These houses specialize in high-value coins, and they can help you get the best price for your rare penny. Before we wrap up, here are a few final tips to keep in mind when it comes to rare coins like the 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Store your coin in a protective holder or capsule to maintain its condition. Know the value of your coin and don't sell it for less than it's worth. Have your coin graded by a certified grading service for the best possible price. Rare coins like the 1981 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny are not only fascinating but also valuable. If you happen to have one in your collection, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Don't forget to check your spare change, coin jars, or old collections. You never know what hidden treasures might be waiting for you. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on more exciting coin discoveries. Got questions? Drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. I've got an incredible story to share. One about a 1977 Lincoln penny that is worth a mind-blowing $7 million. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a penny be worth that much? But stick with me. We're about to dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coin collecting, and you won't want to miss this. If you're someone with old coins lying around, this could change the way you think about them forever. Before we get started, I want to remind you that coins like these aren't just valuable because of their age. There's a lot more to it, and today we're going to break it all down. Plus, at the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how you can tell if your coin is one of the rare ones that could be worth millions. So let's get into it. The 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is one of the most talked about coins in the world of numismatics, and here's why. If you look at most of your modern pennies, you'll see a little D or S mint mark, or sometimes even no mark at all, right? These marks indicate where the coin was minted. But here's where things get interesting. In 1977, a rare anomaly occurred at the U.S. Mint. Some of the Lincoln pennies were accidentally struck without a mint mark. That's right, no D for Denver, no S for San Francisco. And if you've got one of these, it could be worth a fortune. So why are these pennies worth so much? Well, it's all about rarity, condition, and the incredible backstory. You see, the 1977 no-mint Mark penny was never supposed to be released to the public. In fact, it was meant to be part of a small batch, and only a few survived out of the hundreds of millions of pennies minted that year. To put this in perspective, hundreds of millions of pennies were made in 1977, but only a handful, maybe just a couple of dozen, of these no-mint mark errors exist today. That makes them incredibly rare. But rarity is only half of it. These pennies are also in high demand among collectors who want to complete their sets or add a valuable error coin to their collection. In fact, in recent years, one of these pennies sold at auction for a record-breaking $7 million. That's right, a single penny worth $7 million. So, if you have one of these coins, you could be holding onto a small fortune. Now, you're probably wondering, how can you tell if you've got a 1977 no-mint mark penny? It's actually pretty simple. Start by looking at the date, 1977. Then check the mint mark. The 1977 no-mint mark should be completely devoid of any mint mark. Most coins from that year will have a D or an S mint mark, but the error coins have nothing there. The absence of a mint mark is key. Next, make sure your coin is in good condition. While these pennies are valuable even in less than perfect condition, the better the condition, the higher the value. If your coin is shiny, with no noticeable wear or scratches, it could be worth even more. The higher the grade of your coin, the more it could fetch at auction. Now, you may be thinking that your 1977 penny might be worth a lot, but don't overlook other pennies from different years that could also be valuable. For example, pennies from the 1940s, 1950s, and even 1960s can hold a lot of value, especially if they're error coins or in pristine condition. If you've got a coin collection sitting around, it might be time to take a closer look at it. Whether it's a rare error coin, a misprint, or simply a coin from a limited series, it could be worth much more than you think. Okay, so let's say you've got a 1977 no-mint mark penny or another rare coin. Now what? How do you go about selling it? First, you'll want to get your coin professionally appraised. There are a lot of collectors and auction houses that specialize in rare coins, and they can give you an idea of what your coin is worth. Make sure you go to a reputable appraiser or auction house. This way, you'll know that your coin is in good hands and that you'll get the best price possible. If you decide to sell, some auction houses even offer bidding wars, which can drive the price up significantly. So, there you have it, folks. The 1977 no-mint mark penny is a true treasure. And if you have one, you could be sitting on a gold mine worth millions. But even if you don't have one of these rare coins, remember that old pennies and other coins from the past could still have significant value. If you want to learn more about rare coins, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on the latest coin news and tips. And if you think you've got a valuable coin, leave a comment below or share your story with us. Who knows? Maybe your penny is the next one to break records. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, where we'll explore more rare and valuable coins. We're diving deep into the 1980 mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that could be sitting in your collection right now, worth an eye-watering $7 million. Yes, you heard that right. $7 million. So, stay tuned as we explore how this penny became one of the most valuable coins in the world, how to spot one in your collection, and what to do if you think you might have one. You don't want to miss this. So hit that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Let's start by breaking down exactly what makes the 1980 mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny so special. In 1980, the U.S. Mint struck billions of pennies, but only a few rare errors slipped through the cracks, and today we're talking about one of the most incredible ones. This coin was supposed to have a D mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. However, due to a rare error, a small number of these pennies were struck without the mint mark at all. That's right, the 1980 no-to penny, which is practically the holy grail for collectors. So what makes this penny worth a fortune? Well, the rarity of the 1980 D penny with no mint mark is what drives up its value. Only a few hundred of these rare pennies are believed to exist. And as we know, rarity combined with demand is a recipe for a huge price tag. The last time a 1980 no mint mark penny sold at auction, it fetched a mind-blowing $7 million. You might be asking, why would a penny be worth so much? Well, here's the kicker. This is a mistake that collectors desperately want in their collections, and that rarity has made this coin an incredibly sought-after piece. Now, let's get to the most important part for all of you coin collectors out there. How do you know if your penny is worth millions? Here are the key details you need to check. First, look for the mint mark. Normally, a 1980 penny will have a D mint mark under the year, but if you find one without the D, that's the jackpot. The second thing to look for is the condition of the coin. A coin in near-perfect condition, graded at MS65 or higher, will fetch a significantly higher price than one with visible wear or damage. So, it's important to keep it in great shape if you want to sell it for maximum value. Alright, now that you know what to look for, what should you do if you think you've found a 1980 no-D penny in your collection? The first thing you want to do is make sure it's authentic. We always recommend getting your coin professionally appraised and graded. Grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, can provide an official grade, which significantly impacts its value. If you're unsure, don't try to clean the coin or alter it in any way. This could drastically reduce its value. A proper appraisal and certification are key steps before putting it up for sale. Once you've verified that you've got a true 1980 no-D penny, the next step is selling it. Now, this is where you have some options. You can approach reputable coin dealers who specialize in high-value coins. Be sure to get multiple quotes and never sell to the first offer you receive. You can also consider auction houses. Some specialize in rare and valuable coins, and they can help you get top dollar for your penny. And don't forget online platforms like eBay, where collectors from all over the world may be interested in making a bid. But again, always ensure you have an expert opinion before moving forward with any sale. So, there you have it. The 1980 D mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny with no mint mark could be sitting in your collection right now, ready to make you a millionaire. It's rare, valuable, and in high demand, making it one of the most coveted coins in the world. If you think you've got one, don't wait. Get it appraised, graded, and ready to be sold. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe for more coin tips and insights on how to turn your old coins into a fortune.